Hello everyone, this is OSRS 101, where we teach you all things Old School Runescape. Today we're talking about 5 methods of making money in free-to-play. We will walk you through the requirements for each method, where each method is located, and how to perform each method. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. The first money-making method we are going to take a look at is located at the Edgeville Monastery. 31 prayer is the only requirement for this method. If this is your first time entering the monastery, you will need to speak to the monk at the bottom of the ladder first in order to climb up the ladder. After you climb upstairs, you will be picking the monk's robes off the table in the first room. You will need to hop worlds after every single time you pick up the robes until you have a full inventory. After you have collected enough of the robes, run back to the bank and repeat until you have enough to sell. You will make around 200k per hour from this method. I would only recommend doing this method for around 30 minutes to an hour to build some starter cash, and then immediately moving on to a better moneymaker on this list, as monk's robes can vary widely in price and they are quite a far run from the bank. The next money-making method we are looking at is located in Edgeville, right beside of the monastery where we got the monk's robes. You will need a minimum of around 30k cash to start this method, plus some extra gold to buy some much needed energy potions. You can buy energy potions from the Grand Exchange for a cheap price, just make sure you stock up on them. You should be able to buy around 50 energy potions for around 12,000 GP. You will start at the Edgeville Bank and run back and forth to the NPC and buy the shields, remembering to drink an energy potion about every other inventory. You can expect anywhere from around 250k to 350k gold per hour from this method. It all really just depends on what price the shields are selling for. I would recommend you check the price of the shields in the Grand Exchange before starting. I did this method for close to 12 minutes until I had 487 anti-dragon shields, which costed me 15,000 GP. I would be able to sell these shields for around 85,000 GP, giving me a 70,000 GP profit, minus the cost of a few energy potions. I was a little lucky that I was able to sell the shields for 65 GP over the GE price, which just goes to show that you can maximize profit if you allow them to sell a little bit slower. The next money-making method is located in Drainer Village. If you don't know how to get to Drainer Village, this town is just west of Lumbridge, which is the starter town. You can always type in the name of the town in your world map if needed. Before we start the money-making method, I'm going to show you how to obtain a Book of Chronicle and teleport cards to quickly and easily teleport you just outside Varrock, where you can easily make your way back to the Grand Exchange. You're going to use your teleport cards on your Book of Chronicle and right-click teleport on your book. You'll end up at the Champions Guild just outside of Varrock in the Grand Exchange. In this money-making method, we are going to be trading this NPC called Fortunato, which is honestly kind of convenient, considering you will be Fortunato also after watching this video and doing these money-making methods. This method is very simple. We are going to trade the NPC, buy 5 packs of jugs, open the packs of jugs, hop worlds, and then repeat. There is no banking or energy potions required for this method, but I would highly recommend you have either a Varrock teleport or a Book of Chronicle that can teleport you to the Champions Guild. You should sell the jugs at the Grand Exchange for a minimum of 3 GP each, but they can also sell at 4 GP each, but this can be slower. I would recommend having a minimum of around 150k starting cash, and after you have invested half of your money into the packs of jugs, run to the Grand Exchange, put in an offer to sell them all for 4 GP each, and then continue any money-making method on this list. This will give the jugs a longer time to sell at a higher price, increasing profit. If you are selling the jugs at 3 GP each, you can expect around 215,000 GP per hour. If you are selling the jugs at 4 GP each, you can expect more, around 275,000 to 300,000 GP per hour. I did this method until I had spent around 16,000 GP and obtained 10,500 jugs, which almost immediately started selling at 4 GP each. I spent 16,000 cash for 10,500 jugs, which only took a few minutes, which could have been sold for 52,000 GP, resulting in a 36k GP profit. In this next money-making method, we will be buying ranged supplies from the Grand Exchange, and then selling them to a shop in Remington. I am going to post a screenshot of the items we need to buy and how much the shop buys each item for. I would highly recommend pausing this screenshot displayed on the screen and trying to buy these items listed as close to the GE price as possible. Please keep in mind that we are selling these items to a shop, and shops will pay a lower price for the item depending on how many they have in stock. You can think of this like supply and demand. The more supply they have of an item, the less they have it in demand, therefore reducing the price more and more. After you have purchased as many supplies as you can, make your way to Remington. After you reach Remington, you will come inside this building and speak to this NPC. You should sell 10 bows per type and 10 arrows per type for every world hop that you do. This is a competitive money-making method, which means you could very likely be competing with other players or even bots. Do not waste a lot of time constantly checking the stock or the prices of the shop, as all this really does is waste a lot of time. As long as you sell 10 of each item per world, you'll be fine. I started with 100k cash and ended up with 125k cash, so there is big profit to be made from this. The Old School Runescape Wiki says that you can expect around 950k cash per hour from this, but that is assuming you start with 2.5 mil cash and do not require a bunch of running back and forth from the Grand Exchange in Remington. It should also be noted that the wiki is not exactly the most accurate when it comes to making money, as many item prices are outdated or inaccurate, and the wiki does not take into account exactly how much competition this method can include. I would be willing to say a more accurate profit per hour would be around 500k cash to 750k cash, but this really just depends on how fast you are at selling items, world hopping, and how much money you start with. The next money-making method we are going to look at involves buying items from the Grand Exchange and then high alching them for profit. Please keep in mind you will need level 55 magic for this money-making method. I'm going to post a screenshot of the items we will be buying and high alching, and I would recommend you pause the video here to see these items. You can pause the video here to look at these items if necessary. I will also leave a link in the description so you can find this page yourself. According to the wiki, you can make around 530k per hour from this. The wiki recommends you start with 20 million coins to make this 530k per hour, but I really think this number is exaggerated, and honestly starting with around 2.5 million coins or more should be fine. Just keep in mind the more coins you have, the longer you will be able to sustain this method. If you need to find the high alch value for one of these items, I will have a link in the description below which populates the items that we will be high alching. Just click on the link in the description and then click on the item you are trying to find the high alch value for. You can find the high alch value on the right side of the screen under the value tab. You can also see the price of an item under the Grand Exchange tab on the wiki, but these may not be accurate, so don't depend on them. You can perform a margin check on an item by instantly buying an item and then instantly selling it. The difference between the buy and sell price is called the margin. We can find out how much we will profit from an item or a purchase by doing margin times how many items we bought. For example, if we buy 100 adamant plate bodies for 9,455 coins each, and the high alch value is 9,984 coins each, we can do 9,984 minus 9,455. That gives us a profit margin of 529 coins. If we high alched 125 adamant plate bodies, which is the 4-hour trade limit on this item, we would receive 529 times 125, which equals 66k in profit. Keep in mind you can perform 1200 high alchs per hour, assuming you are tick perfect. If you had a profit margin of 445 coins for 1200 alchs, you would make 445 times 1200, which equals 534k profit. You will on average have a 445 profit margin between all of the items on the list, meaning this is a 534k per hour profit method. I would recommend using a calculator to determine your margins and calculate how profitable this method will be for you. But you will have on average 445 coins if you were to buy and high alch every item on the list shown previously, resulting in 534k profit. Alright, well that will be the end of the video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this and perhaps even learned something new. I will be doing a bond giveaway in the comments below. You must comment your Old School Runescape username and what video you would like to see me make next, and I will pick a random winner with a good video idea. I know this video is very simple, sweet, and to the point, but it took me a long time to make this, and I would greatly appreciate if you were to like, subscribe, and comment, and any ideas for future videos or improvements that you may have. I love you guys, stay strong, and thanks for watching.